Shakur Allah, Shakur Allah, Allah, Shakur Allah, Shakur Allah, Allah, Shakur Allah, Shakur Allah, Allah, Shakur Allah, Allah. Each breath I take is through thy grace. 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 Shakur Allah, Shakur Allah, Shakur Allah, Allah. 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 Shakur Allah, Allah. Each breath I take is through thy grace. Each breath I take is through thy grace. Each breath I take is through thy grace. Each breath I Shakurala, 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 Allah. Shakurala, 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 Allah. Shakurala, 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 Allah. Shakurala, 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 Allah. Shakur Allah, thanks be to God. Gratitude is always such a great place to start. Always so much to be grateful for. So welcome to Songs of One Breath. It's good to be back, and thank you to Katie for holding this space last week. And I've got so much to be grateful for with gradually regaining my health, and I'm very happy, very grateful to be here with all of you. So maybe you'd just like to spend a few moments focusing on your own gratitude. It's such a powerful practice. I'm going off piste a bit here. This is not really what I planned to do. But, you know, yesterday my husband and my son had quite a bad car accident, and they both walked away with no injuries. So we have no car. But I have my son and my husband. So Shakur Allah. It's all that matters. It's all that matters. Always something to be grateful for. So, yeah, just join with me one more time now that you know what I'm singing about, in case you didn't know the words before. And let's sing our gratitude for all of the blessings that we have. Shakur Allah, Shakur Allah, Allah. Shakur Allah, Shakur Allah, Allah. Shakur Allah, Shakur Allah, Allah. Shakur Allah, Allah. Each breath I take is through thy grace. 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 Shakur Allah, Shakur Allah, Shakur Allah, Allah. Thanks be to God. Shakur Allah, Shakur Allah, Shakur Allah, Allah. Shakur Allah, Shakur Allah, Shakur Allah, Allah. Shakur Allah, Shakur Allah, Shakur Allah, Allah. Yeah, Shakur Allah. Thanks be to God. So I've been reflecting a lot these days, this week, about how to find our ground, of strength and safety when the whole world is shaky, wobbly, so much happening, and so much that's out of our control. If you live in the United States and you voted, you did what you could, and now we're just waiting. If you're in this country, or many other countries around the world, We've gone into lockdown, into restrictions because of the COVID. Many of us are isolated, alone, and we're coming into winter, into the dark times here in the Northern Hemisphere. And, we can't change any of this. It's all beyond our control. So how do we come to a ground of safety, find the place in ourselves where we do have the power to take control? How can we remember that our happiness, our peace of mind is not dependent on external circumstances? That we have the power to soothe ourselves and to find our connection and support from the earth, from our breath, from our sense of who we really are. The light and the life at the core of our being. This light and life and breath which connects us with each other even when we are far apart physically. The same light, the same life, the same breath. So even when we feel alone, we're still connected. Separation is illusion. So let's sing again a little while, and I'll show you some movements in case you'd like to just move your bodies very gently. Words in Spanish from a South American shaman. Madre tierra, madre vida, Mother Earth, Mother Life. Llévame en tu corazón, carry me in your heart. La medicina de tu amor, the medicine of your love. This is what we can rest in. Madre tierra, madre vida, llévame en tu corazón, pardon my Spanish, la medicina de tu amor. Madre tierra, madre vida, madre tierra, madre vida, llévame en tu corazón, la medicina de tu amor. Madre tierra, madre vida, madre tierra, madre vida, llévame en tu corazón, la medicina de tu amor. Madre tierra, madre vida, madre tierra, madre vida, llévame en tu corazón, la medicina de tu amor. I'll show you some movements because it's good in these times to move our bodies, and when we feel that we move together, it's another way of seeing our connection, knowing that we are in this moment moving together. So let's take our hands towards the earth, Madre Tierra, and towards the life in space, this life force, energy that moves around us and through us, in which we live and move and have our being. So, Madre Tierra, Madre Vida, Madre Tierra, Madre Vida. And then we're going to turn and bring our hands to our hearts. Carry me in your heart. Llévame en tu corazón. this love, this love of Mother Earth, of Mother Life. She created us, she made us. It's, she feels about us as the way that we feel about our children. So let's bathe in that love. Madre tierra, madre vida, madre tierra, madre vida, llévame en tu corazón, la medicina de tu amor. Madre tierra, madre vida, madre tierra, madre vida, llévame en tu corazón, la medicina de tu amor. Madre tierra, madre vida, madre tierra, madre vida, llévame en tu corazón, la medicina de tu amor. One more time. Madre tierra, madre vida, madre tierra, madre vida, llévame en tu corazón, la medicina de tu amor. Carry us in your heart, this medicine of your love. So let's go to our breathing. Let's watch our breath. And let's breathe in and out through our noses. So this is sometimes known as the earth breath. Connecting with Mother Earth beneath our feet. Connecting with all of the different kinds of earth. I was out walking this morning and noticing the rich black soil and the soggy mud, the rocks and the stones. My memories of the sand in the desert. The mountains, the grains of sand. And our bodies are made from this earth, the minerals that make up our bones, our physical form. These grew from the earth. They come from the nutrients, from the food we eat, which comes from the earth. We are made of earth. We're part of earth. She's part of us. She carries us in her heart. She carries us on her back. Somehow I feel that the more we know and understand this whole spectrum of earth, the more we can find a place for ourselves, a belonging for ourselves here. Children of earth, held in the medicine of her love. Let's change our breathing. Let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. This is sometimes called the water breath. And as I was walking this morning, I could hear the spring that comes forth from the earth just outside our gate. I could hear the rushing water flowing. And I could see the puddles that were lying as still as mirrors, reflecting the trees and the sky. The drops of dew on every leaf. The fine mist of cloud in the air. And it's only a few days ago that we had torrential rain, monsoon-like rain pouring from the skies, and the rivers racing, and the storms have been whipping up the oceans and the seas. Again, this spectrum of water. We know that we're made of water. Our bodies are 70% water. Can we find a place for ourselves in this spectrum of water, where we belong, where we have our home? And again, let's change our breathing. Let's breathe in through the mouth and out through the nose. This is sometimes called the fire breath. And again, this morning I was reflecting on fire, on the stars that sparkle so far away that we can't even feel their warmth, and yet we know they are blazing suns. The fire under the earth, the molten rock at the core of our planet. Our fireball of a sun, from which comes all of the heat and light and warmth that enables us to live on this planet. The very warmth of our bodies comes from that sun, comes from that fire. And all of the fuel that we burn in our fires, to cook our food, to warm our homes, to keep our bodies warm, and in ancient times to keep predators away. All of this spectrum of fire can we find a place for our own fire in that spectrum? And let's now just breathe in and out through the mouth. Sometimes known as the air breath. And let's feel the air that's touching our skin right now in this moment. This air that spirals around just at our lips as we breathe it in and becomes our breath. And as we breathe it out, let's imagine we can see this little cloud of breath. This morning I could see it outside. I could see my breath. Each of these clouds of breath spreading out away from us. The action of our breathing sends the air traveling as a breeze to join the other breezes, to join the wind moving around the planet, to become perhaps the breath that each of us will breathe in. Just imagine that. I'm breathing in as you breathe out. You're breathing in as I breathe out. We share this breath. Not only with each other, but with every being who has ever lived on this earth. The breath that Jesus breathed, that Buddha breathed, that Muhammad breathed, that Abraham and Sarah breathed. All of the saints and prophets, all of the ordinary people going back through time, in all of the challenges that they faced, breathing this same air, this same breath. And going forward, all of the generations to come. Our out breath, nourishing the trees and the plants. The out breath of the trees and the plants, nourishing us with oxygen. This is our home. We belong here. Let's just let the breathing relax to a very subtle, natural breath. Knowing that through this breath of ether, we can access whatever we need. Drawing it in just as we need it. To feed and nourish every part of our being. Our out breath, nourishing all beings on this planet. And I'd like to close with another song. This song using words from a shaman in Alaska. And the shamans travel in the storm. I have to imagine these storms north of the Arctic Circle, the noise of the wind, the screaming of the wind, the snow and ice being hurled through the air. But the shamans say when they hear the voice of the storm, it's the gentle voice of a woman. And she says, "Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the universe. This is your home. Sila ersi narsi nivd lugay." Don't be afraid of the universe. Sila ersi narsi nivd lugay. 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 Don't be afraid of the universe. This is your home.